Hello, I am FedoraG4mer, and welcome to another episode of Incoming Indie, the series where I showcase early development, alpha, and beta builds of upcoming indie games, to give you a little peek into the future of what is coming down the line in the world of indie gaming. Today we're going to be taking a look at Sky Nations. This game, let's get it right out of the way before the comments come in. Minecraft clone, herp derp. Yes, it looks like Minecraft. Minecraft? Was that Pokemon Minecraft? It is a voxel-based game, and by all means, it does take a lot of inspiration from Minecraft. Very much so. There's no denying that fact. But it has a very good twist on the entire genre, the entire concept. It's a world of floating stuff. All bunch of different kinds of floating islands. This is a building exploration game based around airships, such as building your own airships, which here is my noob derpy airship. But I'll just go ahead and give you a demonstration. Let's go ahead and fly out of this Death Star looking island type. There are several different types of floating islands. I don't remember the official name of these ones. That's another one like the one I'm in. I just call them the Death Stars. Those are lava islands, magma islands, bubble islands, I believe is the name of them, which inside of them is where you get molten rock. Each of the different islands has different resources that you'll need for building the best airships you can build. Like you get copper from these. That's what the oranger blocks are around. And in the middle that's kind of glowing are burnt out cores, which kind of like bacon blocks. You use those to build all the fancy electronics for your airship. Again, this is a very basic airship. Where you originally spawn, you are given the basic components to make a very derpy little airship. This one has been upgraded a little bit. I've added more of the fancier parts to it, like this is a lantern block. This is a cannon, because this is a game about airship combat. Let's go ahead and show you some more of the other islands here. These are the bubble islands. Inside them is a ton of molten rock, which you use for energy in this block here. I have some in there right now. To supply faster energy gain to your ship. Your basic component, like this is the core right here, which is, I better slow down before I run into something, which is what allows you to originally make a ship, can produce enough energy to support 2 thrusters, which I will give you a better look at later. But if you want to add more thrusters to be faster or add a cannon or whatnot, then you need more energy, so that's what that is for. This block is a power cell, which gives you more energy capacity. You can see down in the lower right hand corner, it says ship energy 70 per second, my max speed, current speed, and the energy pool. This originally, with just the core, you have an energy pool of 100. You add one of these, you have an energy pool of 200. And you can see it. Well, it should drop when I fired the cannon. There we go. Must have been a little bit of lag that caused it not to drop. This one little cannon is not going to do much, though. I just threw it on there to have something. Let's go shoot one of these islands. Right now, as I said, this is a early build. Very slow down, very alpha. Let's shoot. Let's lower a little bit. I'm going to run into it. Yep, well, I cracked that block there. So all these are battered cannon, battered thrusters, battered. That's the only tier that exists right now. But I assume since they have a prefix like that, the original plan is there will be higher grades of these types of items. Just shoot the rocks a little bit. It takes quite a few shots to break a stone block. Unfortunately, something I hope they are thinking of adding is if you blow up blocks with cannons, they don't leave the block to be picked up. At least not that I can tell, unless they just kept falling. It would be cool to have stronger cannons and be able to go cannon mining. That would be amazing. The manliest type of mining. I picked the wrong time to start this since now it's going towards night, but that's some of the molten rock. I have plenty of that right now. Over here is some ice islands. These right now don't have any useful bits on them. They're just interesting to look at. Then there's what most people call the normal islands, which are dirt and trees. And sand. And it's the only place you can find sand and trees. Then there are pillar islands, which can be a pain in the ass to find. And that's where you find iron and some other rare ores and pretty much very much needed for making a decent ship. Okay, let's check out the ice island. I've never been on one, so I guess I'll go into it just for fun. Thankfully, running into stuff doesn't actually damage your ship. That will probably change, I assume, but you can just quick stop by running into it. And the ice you slide around on, as you would imagine. And I don't believe ice actually gives you a usable break. It doesn't. I'm sliding. So it's a Minecraft-esque game. It's pretty much take Guns of Icarus and Minecraft and mix them. Here, I'll show you what these thrusters look like from behind here. I'm sliding off. Thankfully, there is a very useful item that is on my ship and you are given when you first start. It's that blue one. It's the spawn cube. I can actually just take a dive right off here. You can bind your soul, soul binding to any of the spawn cubes, and you just keep the spawn cube on your ship, and when you fall off, you go back to your ship. But you right-click to unbind from it, and it's very easy to accidentally right-click it when you're messing around with stuff, and not realize you unbound yourself, then fall off, and you go back to the default spawn without your ship. There is a reset cube at the default spawn, which will give you all of the basic items to make a basic ship, but hitting it resets your entire inventory. So if you had gathered any resources, I do get ice blocks. If you had gathered, like I have a bunch of valuable resources now. It took me quite a bit of effort to find all that iron, actually. You will go back, hit the reset cube, and those will be taken away, and you'll be given the basic items back. Don't do that. It's bad. Well, let's look at the items here. I have the mallet, which is used for breaking all cubes, which actually has a generous range of how far you can break cubes from. Then there is the wrench, which is for repairing mechanical blocks, like the thrusters, I believe. Probably any of these, if they get damaged in ship-to-ship combat, you repair them with the wrench. Hammer is for repairing just material-type blocks, like I'll show you. Do some damage. Unlike in Minecraft, the damage doesn't ever go away. You have to repair it. The blowtorch is for repairing metal blocks. I don't have any on my ship. It's wood and actual functional blocks. But if you have a ship made of steel or copper, you need to use the blowtorch to repair it, which doesn't actually look like a torch. But so that's the tools, and you have your tool belt on this side. Then you hit Q or E, and you can get to the block belt, or the if you want to call it a belt. So that's really cool. It makes it really easy to get between the tools and the blocks when you want to place blocks. Go ahead and open the inventory here again. This is the tool belt for sword, a pistol, and the tools. Because there will be melee combat and short-ish range combat. I heard the developers say that they're going to be kind of like old-style blunderbussy-like guns. So they will be for medium range. And it's pretty much going with, if you want to kill somebody from far range, you do it with your ships. I don't believe those are in the game yet, though. Okay, close this. This is the default avatar. There is complete skinning of avatars, characters, whatever you want to call them, and of blocks, just like in Minecraft. And there is some pretty cool, there's a couple pretty cool looking mods out there, skin packs for the blocks. I haven't bothered installing any of them yet, so I want to show you the game as is. There's equipment slots, but no equipment yet that I know of. The developer's actually online right now. In the chat there, that is the developer, one of the developers of the game. Let's go ahead and try to find maybe some normal islands. Believe they are this direction. I recently added a third thruster to my ship, so it's considerably faster now. Thankfully, it is a little bit slow getting around right out of the gate. We'll get up to max speed here and go this direction. It is, as I said, a very early build. So not a whole lot of players at once, but it is purchasable on Desura right now. You can buy this game. I believe it's like $6. I should have looked at that. I think it was like $5.99. So you can buy this game and play it now. It is very much alpha. It's very much sandbox mode right now. You just build ships and you can fight other players' ships. There is no AI enemies or any story of sorts, NPCs, nothing like that yet. But there is plans that there will be. And there will be giant bosses that take ships to beat bosses. Imagine that. Boss fights with airships. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to what this can become. It's a lot of fun as it is now, but there's a lot more to come. There's a bunch of bubble islands, so in this area I have no shortage of the molten rock for fuel, that's for sure. Another Death Star Island, those things are really cool. Again, that one has a ton of copper right there. Wish I could just explode it and get it all, because it is a little time consuming to harvest it, such as, you know, similar games like Minecraft. There's another one. There you can see the glowing core, the blocks that kind of look like bacon. Those are the burnout cores. You need those for making control. You don't need it for the cannon, but for most of these other blocks you need the burnout core. More, let's get up a little higher to get a better view. I believe this direction has some normal islands, and way farther this direction has some pillar islands, which are pretty cool, but not very close to them yet. Oh yeah, this is the workbench here. Oh, I can actually fly and use the workbench. That's awesome. This allows you to do all the crafting. You can craft in our workbench, and it shows you what you can craft with what you have in your inventory. So there's no guessing game to it, and I kind of like the more straightforward approach. I have some unrefined iron, which can be turned into 2 iron blocks, and then add iron and copper, and I can make a steel block. This is item kit. I haven't actually messed with it. I better look where I'm going, actually. I haven't messed with the item kit yet, but it allows you to make a wearable item for your avatar. It pretty much gives you a block with many little voxel pixels that you can chip away and sculpt and color to make something that is what your character wears. The most common use being tits. People have made sets of tits that they wear around. Seen it a couple times, and it's exactly what I... Oh, whoa, somebody, I think it looks like somebody carved a skull into that skull face intentionally, maybe? No, I don't know if it was intentional or just ended up looking that way. Oh, more ice islands. So this game is all online. There's no single player yet. I don't know if that's in the plans or not. This is the one official server, and there's a few other servers that exist in the server browser. This is one you always find Mr. Benjamin on, the developer, and the other developers. It's another Death Star. I might not be able to find any normal islands. The funny thing is, when I'm looking for things that have resources that I need, like these Death Stars, I can never find them. There is a coordinates and a compass up in the upper right hand corner. And the coordinates are very useful and very much needed. What is that floating thing? Something else might not have. Actually, that's a core glowing on there, I think. I don't see anything down there. Somebody left their ship here. Or the core of a ship. So when you use the core, it floats up a little bit from where you are. You know, you can't take the core. I don't know what that's there for. Actually, I think I know how that got there, though. The core you place on a block ground on one of the islands, and then you click it, and it floats a little bit, like 4 blocks up in the air, and produces a wood platform underneath it to give you the basics of your ship, because it has to be detached from other blocks for it to be registered as a ship. And how the system works is then anything attached to it is considered part of the ship, and your ship speed's determined by the material, the weight of the materials you use to make this ship, how many thrusters you have on it, so on and so forth. There's quite a bit of, you know, under the hood maths behind how the ship ends up being for an end result. But I did see a bug once when I used one of the cores. It flew up way higher than I could actually get to and before it made the platform, which wasn't supposed to happen. It's only supposed to move up a little bit. So, you know, it's alpha, so there's a few bugs. Right now, being in early build, there is no music. There is some sound effects, some basic sound effects, but there is no music yet. Why am I only finding Death Stars and Bubble Islands? Apparently I went the wrong direction for finding regular islands. There's another floating thing over there. I guess it's just a floaty part of the island that's floating off in a way on its lonesome. Well, I should have made a better ship. This is my derpy ship. I'm probably going to build something considerably more elaborate. I have ideas. I might make another video of this game once I have my ship created, so be on the lookout for that. But this is pretty much what it is. Not a whole lot of players, but when you can find them, the ship combat looks pretty amazing. I've only seen a little bit of it. I haven't participated in any of it because, well, this is what I'm pimping, you know. One little cannon on a derpy little wood ship that would get blown out of the sky real quick. And I've seen some massive ships with like 30 cannons. It gets pretty nuts what people are able to do. They also burn through fuel like crazy to keep that thing running, but more of these Death Stars. There's no shortage of copper in this area, that's for sure. Yeah, I was hoping I might find some pillar islands too. They're really low, so I should drop down a little bit. Even with this 6 speed, after throwing another thruster on here, this ship is rather slow. I should throw a 4th thruster on there. But as I said, this is on Desura. I'll put the link in the description. This has been Sky Nations. Watch out for this one. It's going to be a lot of fun once the world is fleshed out and there's more content added. It's pretty much just a framework right now, but there's still a lot of fun to be had in this framework. Just, you have to do it with other players, you know. I'm looking forward to some massive bosses. I want to know what the developers have in mind for those. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm FedoraG4mer, and I'll see you next time.